Hi, and welcome to our video on replacing the CMOS battery in the Xplore iX104. This particular unit, the battery's already been removed and we've unplugged it, as well as making sure we're anti-static. This video is going to show how quickly I can remove screws. I've edited it to make the removal of the screws faster for you. But there are a lot of them. You need to keep track of them. I only noticed 3 different screws sizes. The larger screws are the ones that go around the exterior of the tablet. The smaller ones are that hold down some of the covers and that are in place there. You'll see here in a minute. Here's 2 of the smaller screws on the bay that holds the cooling fan. Underneath this cover there are going to be 4 larger screws that we have to remove, and there they are. We're going to go ahead and remove those. They are about the same size as the exterior screws, a little different. They are silver instead of black. So I get these screws out. Once they're done, we're going to remove the 4 smaller screws holding the 2 cover plates. Now, an interesting thing about these cover plates, you're going to want to remember which one goes on which side, because they're not swappable. Although they look the same, they don't fit back if you put the cover on the wrong slot. Okay. Once we have these screws removed, I'm going to snap these out. They snap in and out pretty easily. Don't break them. They are plastic. And they just kind of slide off towards the front there. Make sure you remember which one goes on which slot. Okay. Once you've done that, we're going to remove the corner rubbers. And they're held down by 1 screw. It's a little difficult to remove the screw, but the screw doesn't actually come out of the rubber. It stays there, and then you just snap the corner pieces off of the tablet. Really pretty simple. There we go. Just going to remove the rubbers, and once those are gone, we should be able. Now you got to be careful when you remove the cover. There's a connector that connects to the fan onto the system board. Just remove it. There it is. So you don't want to break that connector when you pull this cover plate up. Once we've done that, I'll zoom in here so you can see how the CMOS battery is underneath the hard drive. All I do is lift the hard drive up. Now the CMOS battery is held down with some double-sided tape. You may have to use, what I have to end up using here is a flathead screwdriver so that I could kind of pry it up. The first thing I do is remove the connector that is on the system board, and then what I'm going to do is use the screwdriver to actually kind of break the seal on that 2-sided tape. That's just to hold it in place and make sure it doesn't flop around while you're using it. Okay. So once I have the battery out, I'll get the new battery and we'll put it in there. There's the double-sided tape. Now the new battery, we're just going to put in the same spot and reconnect the new battery to the system board. Make sure you put it in the correct way. You don't want to bend those pins. And I'm going to stick the battery down, and there you have it. How to change the CMOS battery, put the hard drive back, and you're all set to go. Whenever you reconnect the connector, they give you a little bit of slack there. It's not too difficult. Just don't put it in the wrong way. You don't want to bend those pins in any way or do anything like that. So once it's in, we just reseat it, and what I'm going to do now is just start easily putting the screws back on. And once again, I've cut out a lot of the monotony of the screw replacement. once the screws are in. And I started out putting the screws next to the fan in first. You can actually start anywhere putting the screws back together. I kind of grouped the screws together based on where they went so that I could remember which screws went into which areas. The perimeters screws were the most abundant in order to put them back in. So, if this video helped you out in any way, I'd hope that you would hit the thumbs up button right below this video, giving me a like. Or if you want to see a different video every day, we try to produce a different repair video every day. If you'd like to see a different one, simply subscribe to our channel and get notified as soon as we post a new video. Here we are, we're almost done with the perimeter screws now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover plate back on over the fan, and then I'll replace the corner rubbers in the same manner. Now the thing about the corner rubbers is there's a little, if you take a look at them, there's a little notch that you have to get it into on the top side of the tablet, and then it slides over the corner. That took me a little bit to get that technique down, but once you understand how they go on and off, it's fairly easy. So there's the corner rubbers. You'll see that I start at the bottom and I push it in, then I pop it over. And that's kind of the secret. The screws themselves are still embedded in the rubber top there, which makes it nice so you don't have to remember which screw goes into that particular piece. I will say the screws are rather hard to get in and out because the rubber really rubs on the screw when you're putting it in, so you kind of got to give it a little muscle to get it in there. You can see I'm having some tightening issues there. So once you have those on, we're going to put the front cover plates. Remember I told you the one cover only fits in the one specific side, and you'll see here I forgot to check, and this is why I'm telling you now. See, it doesn't fit, so I had just changed it over to the other one, and it fits like a glove, and this one fits like a glove. We're going to put the two screws back in for each of them. So there's your hint, your tip. Make sure you just keep in mind of which cover plate goes on, and make sure they fit properly whenever you put them back on. That was one mistake I made, was trying to figure out why the screws wouldn't go in properly. It was because I assumed that they fit the same. Here's my cover plate held down by two screws. By the way, all these screws are Phillips head screws. And that basically completes this repair. Changing the memory out or upgrading it. If you only have 256 meg, you could easily pop into 512 meg. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to hit that like button at the bottom of this video. Thank you for watching.